says 22 points, but I would beg to differ that it was probably more than that. Our offensive execution was just horrendous, and we got bailed out with some really good shot making by KO and by Keyshawn Hall, and if they don't make those shots, then obviously it's a different outcome. So really disappointed offensively with how we executed. That we talked about it before, in practice, that if we execute like we did in the Michigan game, we'll lose, and we got bailed out with some guys making some tough shots. Now, flip it to the other side. I thought defensively, we did a pretty good job of sitting down and guarding. Copeland obviously was a really, tough matchup. They only turned it over 9 times, but we really weren't looking to turn them over. We were looking to make them make one-on-one plays, and they had 14 assists. They shot 40% from the field, so did a good job of not sending them to the foul line, and we out-rebounded them by 13. So, some positives on the defensive end that we sat down and guarded, but offensively our execution was really, really poor. And if we execute like that on Saturday, we're going to get run out of the gym, so we got to learn from it.
The Tigers are now 7-2. Saturday is a matchup against second-ranked Arizona in Tucson. Until tomorrow, I'm Brad Law for Auburn Sports Today.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida. Rise and shine, campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub! I'm full of water! I say hot tub! Say hot tub! Gonna get you hot tub! I'm gonna make it wet! Say hot tub! Rubber tub and hot tub! Rubber tub and me! Chugging hot tub! Yeah! Will you make me sweat? Yeah! Chugging hot tub! Yeah! Will you make me wet? Yeah! Well.
Yeah.
And sitting in for Coach James Hale is actually Coach James Hale.
I'm back in the saddle. 104.3 ESPN Northwest. Well, we got a great show lined up for you today. We got a superstar in here this morning from Bay High School. Steve Moss will be here about 7:15 talking about the new baseball coach at the University of Florida and what he thinks about the new football coach. Moss goes down there. All-American baseball player goes there, and then all of a sudden, all the coaches leave. I don't know. what's Coop doing?
We'll find out what that's all about.
Yeah, something happened. We don't know. We'll find out. But let's focus in right now on our special guest. We got Jim Brandt, Jason Kovaleski. Jason, you brought in a pretty good-looking kid here this morning.
Yeah, I mean, we've been working with him, talking with him. He's actually plays basketball at Bay High. His name's Aaron Williams. He's a senior over there. But he's doing something great for the community. I think something that we can help him build up over the years and maybe make something really good out of it. You have a basketball tournament coming up Sunday. Talk a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your background and how this came to fruition.
So my name is Aaron Williams. I'm a local Bay High senior. I play varsity basketball, and it's something that I love doing. I love playing basketball here. My family grew up here, and so that really sums it up, man.
And the tournament, you can enter now. I mean, if people wanted to join, what's the setup? How do you sign up? How is it?
So right now, man, honestly, if you want to come the day of, we're gonna have it to where you can come 9:30 to 11 and sign your team up. And obviously, we've had teams sign up before. If you want to sign up online, it'd be preferable. That's what we prefer. But obviously, like I said, you can come the day of.
What's the online website that they can sign up at?
The online website, it's a will for real, ITSAWILLFR.com, ITSAWILLFR.com.
Just so everybody knows, there's an entry fee, but there's cash prizes. This is not just you get a trophy, but people can actually win money with these tournaments.
Absolutely. So we're giving out prizes for the youth, and we're giving trophies. But for the adults, they are winning $1,000 for 3-on-3, and then for the 1v1 division, they'll be winning $500.
So you got a 1 versus 1, you got a 3 versus 3. So and the youth division, what age groups, and if they want to sign up, they can go to the website as well.
Absolutely. So our biggest thing was that we wanted to include everybody, and so we have ages all the way from 6 to 17 for the youth. And so these are split into 3 divisions, and so basically everybody's able to play.
How'd you come up with the idea? What kind of motivated you to do this?
Honestly, I think I'm a creative person. Yeah. And so I was thinking, how could I bring the community together And what better way to do it than the tournament? And, you know, obviously I play basketball. Right. So something I know about, you know, things like that.
And you play over at Bay High. heard from through the grapevine that you might be pretty good this year. So talk a little bit about the team. I know Coach Bimman over there. He's a good friend of mine.
Absolutely.
But talk about the team and how y'all are looking this year and how you're feeling.
I think we have the opportunity to do some great things with our team. We have a lot of talent and a lot of depth. And obviously we have a lot of seniors, so we have a lot of experience, and I think we're going to be great this year.
So just give us the location, where this is being held, kind of give us another rundown of, what time they can sign up, your age groups, and,
Absolutely.
just how the tournament's going to be ran and the time frame.
And so everybody is welcome. I want to put that out there.
Right.
It's for the community. It's not just basketball. It's not just for the people playing. It's for the moms, the dads, the uncle, everybody to come watch their kids play. And so it's going to be from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. So it's going to be a long day event. We're going to have vendors. We're going to have food. We're going to obviously be able to go out there and watch basketball.
Right.
And so if you do want to sign your team up, like I said, you can come through 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. and be able to play.
Where's that now?
Lynn
Haven Sports Complex.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes,
So
sir.
for people that don't know where that is exactly, where exactly is the Lynn Haven Sports Complex?
The Lynn Haven Sports Complex is over there. Do you know, what's it called? I'm trying to think of the address.
Ask Mom. Mom, do you
Yeah.
know?
Is it close to Mosley?
Is that across the street from Mosley?
No, I'm trying to think.
It's that other school down there.
No, it's by North Behaven. If you take that road down North Behaven, you keep going down and take a left, it'll be down there.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And so how's the divisions broken up? If it's like 6 to 9?
It's 6 through 10, 11 through 13, 14 through 17.
Okay.
And 11 through 13 and 14 through 17 play 3v3 and 1v1.
Okay.
So they'll have the opportunity to play 1v1 as well.
So everybody's listening right now might not even know anything about it. They can show up and play. They can show up and sign up and play the day of the game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow, that's good.
How many teams do you have now if you don't?
So we have it set up to where we're going to max out around 6 teams per division, and we probably have about 70% of each division.
Okay, cool.
And so we have about a full, and I knew that the day of it was going to be like that, where some people didn't know about it.
Right.
And so we want to give them the opportunity to still be able to play.
And of course, you're looking for sponsors and people to help you build this over the years. So if anybody's listening and you want to help, the community out, because this is a great event, just to give back. I mean, for the youth to be able to have an outlet to be able to come out there, compete, and have a good time. How can they get up with you if they want to sponsor the event?
So actually on the website, you can go on and you can donate. You can go sponsor your event. You can put your company in, and we'll be able to provide everything that's needed. But this is something, obviously, I want to be able to do, honestly, about 1 time a year or 2 times a year, just being able to bring the community together and bring basketball together. So,
well, Max Fit will be out there. I mean, we want to support you. Obviously, I think it's a great, event for the community, not just for the basketball players. This is something that, a lot of people, we don't have much entertainment around here as far as, for youth and stuff like that. So this should be a great event. So Sunday, 9 a.m. to 11, they can come sign up?
9 a.m. or 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m., they can come sign up.
Okay. And the basketball actually starts, at 11 or 12?
I'll probably have it started at around 11:30 so we can get the brackets together.
Okay.
And make sure we have a good flow.
And the adult division, is there restrictions on how old? I mean,
so we have it to where it's 18 plus, and so we'll have it to where I'm trying to think. So we have an 18 plus, and that's the age limit, age minimum.
Yeah.
And I would like any ages, so it'll extend to however far.
So what's the entry fee for the adults, and what's the prize?
So the adult entry fee is $175 for the whole team. You can have up to 5 players. It'll be 3v3, and you have 2 subs. And the cash prize is $1,000.
Wow, nice.
Yes, sir.
So you can actually win some money.
Take this call, Coach, and answer that question about the location.
Take this call.
Location.
Let's take this call. Good morning. Who is this?
Good morning, guys. It's Rob. How are y'all?
Hey, Robbie. What's up, Big Daddy?
Not much, brother. If y'all will just Google map 2201.
2201.
Recreational Drive.
Okay.
It will take you to the sports park.
I can't wait to watch you play.
Rob, you got a
watch you
team
do
up?
some ducking.
Need you out there, Rob.
It's there on 390.
Yeah.
You go to the old East Avenue, but now it's 389. If you go down 389 there at the intersection close to the cemetery there at Lynn Haven, keep going towards the 231, and it's the 2nd Street to the right.
Okay.
Up there where Train is at. Where Train
Yeah, it's right by
and
Train.
all that.
Yeah, I could have said that.
Okay.
That's where it's at. And you can't miss it.
Mr.
If you wait
Lindhaven
that
is called
far,
in.
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, thank you, Rob. You're the man. You're the real man.
How y'all doing this morning?
We're doing great. We got a stud in here. I mean, this guy can play. How long have you been playing basketball now?
How long have I been playing? I mean, I've been playing since I was 4.
Now, let me ask you this. All these football, baseball players, basketball players, school of choice. How's it working now? Is it where one team gets good, everybody wants to go play there, or people still want to go play for the community school?
I think it's a mix of both. Honestly, I think sometimes you want to play with the good team, you want to win, and then sometimes you want to play for where you're around. So I think it's a mix of both.
Do you like what's going on in college basketball now, where you got kids sign with Duke and they wind up playing Kentucky the next year?
I think honestly, it's kind of screwing. It's messing up the game a little bit.
Amen.
Yeah, just because it takes away from the loyalty. When you go to a school
and commitment.
Exactly. And I think it's kind of when you go play for a coach, you go play for a program. You're looking to go build there. And so for you to say, let me go over here because they're offering me some money, it's kind of messing it up.
I can tell now you got good mamas and papas. Who's your dad? Who's your mom?
My dad is Stacy Williams. Mom's Larissa Williams. And my grandpa, he's a local pastor at Mount Calvary Baptist Church, nice. Jerome Williams. Yes, sir.
Jerome Williams, yeah. Wow.
Hey, James.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Rob.
Kudos to this young man that will do anything to get the young kids and everything involved in doing sports and just giving them something to do other than hang out on the street corner, man. I thumbs up to you, young man.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
And one more time, just give them everybody the website in case they want to sponsor or sign up.
So the website would be It's a Will for Real, ITSAWILLFR.com, ITSAWILLFR.com.
And this is something that you're building for the future, not just this year. So if it's not this year, just kind of go over there, check it out, because this is going to be a great event, not only for basketball players, but for the community.
Yes, sir.
That's why we got involved. We're going to be out there helping and sampling out, products. I know Anytime Fitness is going to be out there as a sponsor as well. So,
Smitty.
Yeah, go ahead.
Smitty, put me back on hold with Smitty real quick.
All right, wait.
Put Rob back on hold.
Okay, hang on, Rob.
Let me ask you this. We got you in here. You're a great basketball player, come from a great family. How are you doing academically?
I'm doing well. Honestly, I'm set to go to FAMU next year.
Nice.
Just got a good scholarship, so that's definitely where I want to be next year.
Are you gonna try to play basketball over there, or are you gonna just
I'm still kind of debating it because I'm a great student.
Yeah.
So that's something that I'm kind of still going back and forth with. But
what do you think you want to major in?
CIS, Computer Information Systems.
Nice. There you go.
Yes, sir.
Sharp.
The data analytics behind
You're
business.
smarter than us, Coach.
I know.
That's not hard. That's not hard at all.
That's not a mess.
So
we'd have to put our brains together.
Who's going to be? Football seems like it's Mosley Bay kind of dominating now. What about in basketball? Who do you think in Bay County is going to be the team we need to watch out for?
Bay High.
Let's
come on now. Bay High.
Is anybody close? Anybody else close in the county?
No,
I don't see nobody else.
All right, all you other schools, you're hearing that, aren't you?
Hey, you hear it. You hear it first.
We want
like
it,
sir.
We want the smoke.
You want the smoke?
Yeah,
absolutely.
So football, baseball, basketball is basically on dominating all three of the big sports.
That's what I see.
Pretty much.
Okay. Well, they got Hudson over
So
there.
what happens when you hire good coaches?
Mimmon, Bus, Brown. They got some good ones over there, no doubt about that. What's the chemistry of the team like? It pretty close? They get good character kids?
A lot of these kids that I'm playing with now, I've known them since I was younger. Even if we were on different teams, I've known them. So we played maybe AAU together, rec together. So I think it's a great chemistry.
And you know it, and I know it. You've been in teams that had really good players, but if the chemistry's not there, if you don't play as a team, you're not going to win. You're not going to win a championship.
Absolutely.
You go out and beat certain teams, but you're not going to win it all. And yes, you have great character. And you feel like you guys have that closeness?
Absolutely. I see it.
Plus, you guys have a lot of upperclassmen that are like seniors.
We have 11 seniors.
Yeah. Wow. So this is a good.
Tell me this. I know Bay High had some really big wide receivers. I think one kid like 6'5", 6'6".
Javar Bowden.
I don't know his name. I know you know. Does he play basketball too?
Oh, are you talking about Ken and Pate? Or
I think he's talking about Bowden.
Javar Bowden.
Yeah.
He's not playing basketball. I'm not sure the reason why, but I'm sure it's probably because of football.
I think he's concentrating on football. He had a lot of big offers, and
Yeah.
Was he a senior now?
Yeah.
I can't remember. So in the old days, everybody played all different sports. Does that still happen now, or do you see more individualized sport playing?
I see both. Like I said, I think it's a mix of both. Like for me, I never played any other sports. I tried. I always felt the need to always play basketball. And I do see, like, when some people are just athletes, they're able to go out there and just play anything. So, like I said, I see, like, our starting quarterback plays on our team.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, so it's a lot of that going on, so.
And Coach Ross is now, the old man, the old shoe, is now assistant coach at Bay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's doing pretty good?
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
Tell him I asked about him. Every time, I'll be honest with you, I think about Bay County basketball. His first guy pops in my mind is Coach Ross because he's Rutherford legend
great
over there.
history of basketball. That was the biggest rivalry, Bayhigh Rutherford. I mean, at least in basketball, it was our biggest rivalry no matter what sport we played. But football, there was other teams that might have been better, but basketball was always Bayhigh Rutherford. Going back to Temus and Marcus Cowart, and Bayhigh had a lot of good players. Reggie Allen. I mean, that's the rivalry in basketball, and I think that's kind of slid in the last couple of years, just with everything that happened with the hurricane and stuff over at Rutherford. But Bayhigh basketball has been the standard, so I think they can make a run this year.
Yeah, we got to take a break. Thank you so much for coming in. Let's talk about it one more time. What's it called? Where's it at? And what time?
So it's A. Will's Tournament Takeover here at the Lynn Haven Sports Complex. It's going to be from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. It's going to be an all-day event. We want everyone out there. We want you to bring your kids, your nieces, your uncles, anybody who want to come out there.
You got it down, man.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Lord Layton, I'm going to get them down there.
And it's on Sunday, and you can go sign up the day of. So if you haven't signed up yet, you can come out.
You can sign up the day of, and we still have one day until the event, so you can go sign up online at itsawillforreal.com, itsawillfr.com, itsawillfr.com.
And sponsors, if you want to get involved with a great event, help this young man out and bring some money in and help him build up this community.
Yes, sir.
All right, you listen to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We want to thank Beef O'Brady's Lynn Haven. We're always talking about Lynn Haven. After playing the game, head down to Beef O'Brady's, have a great meal. Pat Prino, City Commissioner up there, does an incredible job. Beef O'Brady's Lynn Haven. And thank you so much for coming in, big guy. Good luck to you. We'll get you back in during basketball season as the season goes on and get some players in here. Thank you.
Tell him to come in here for a minute.
Jason, they want to go see Wildcat. Also, don't forget about that Cajun place. We'll be down there Saturday morning early for the 11 o'clock kickoff. I think Troy's playing at 11 o'clock in the Troy and James Madison. And that night, the big one, number 1 versus number 2, Ohio State versus Indiana, right there at the Cajun place. Wear your school colors. Go in there and have a wonderful time. That Cajun place, 50-cent wings, $5 pitchers. This starts with kickoff. They open the doors at 10 o'clock in the morning. On Sundays, they got the North Shore Jazz Band playing from 10 to 12. Then the NFL package. TVs everywhere. Wear your Saints colors. If they score a touchdown, guess go ask for your free Jello shot. They'll say, yes, sir. Wildcat, we got Christmas coming up, man.
Rest and Amber says with like 20 days till Christmas, and they have got everything restocked and ready to go. Bring in your old jewelry and silver and trade it in for a brand new, beautiful, perfect Christmas gift. From now until Christmas, they're open 10 till 2. We're talking about David Adamson Designer Jewelry, 830 Highway 77 in Lynn Haven.
And Lynn Haven. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Rich Eisen Show.
Well, this year, we might see an earlier exit. I'm finally believing it. The mistakes that they are making are costing them in one-score games. And then they just do un-Chiefs-like things. 10 penalties for 119 yards against the Cowboys. They did take the lead. And it looked like, okay, they're going to show up and they're going to boat race the Cowboys, and that's the end of that. Then the defense just couldn't stop a cold.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 11 to 2. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Friday. For this afternoon and evening, very light showers and possible thunderstorms and a high of 69 with a gentle breeze around 9 miles per hour coming out of the north. Tonight, clouds with lows around 55. Tomorrow, lightly sprinkling and cloudy with a light breeze and a temperature near 59. Moving into Sunday, slightly warmer with a high of 67 and lightly sprinkling. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Tap into your entrepreneurial spirit with Coverall, a turnkey commercial cleaning franchise backed by 4 decades of success. Coverall provides commercial cleaning services for all types of facilities. Built on a proven, scalable business model, as a new franchise owner, you'll receive an initial customer base, affordable startup options, and financing is available. For the tools entrepreneurs need to succeed, call Robert, 850-476-1717, 476-1717.
Hi folks, it's Tracy from Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Santa called and he asked me to help everyone get ready for Christmas and avoid the stress and rush. So we've stocked the store and slashed the prices on all diamond jewelry. Whether you're looking for a certified diamond, wedding set, diamond stud earrings, or tennis bracelet, Tracy's Fine Jewelry has the best selection of diamond jewelry you'll find anywhere. And they're all on sale now at 30 to 50% off. From stocking stuffers to extra special surprises, shop where Santa shops. Tracy's Fine Jewelry inside Coin and Bullion Reserves.
For everything in the world of golf, it's the Watson Report. Thursdays at 4:20 with Alan Watson from Golf Plus. ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
Welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We're going to try to get Coach Tanner Jones on the phone, talk about his big football game. We got Steve Mawson here this morning. Again, Coop goes down to Gainesville. I don't know. The coach is leaving somehow. I don't know what's going on. I blame it on his dad. I blame it on Steve. Steve, how you doing this morning?
Doing great. Good morning, Coach.
We got a lot of questions for you. Before we get with you, you got to help us ask him questions of Coach Tanner Jones. This guy's incredible. They're still playing football.
Nice.
I mean, he's got people injured. He's having to move kids around. He must be one heck of a football coach. I think he learned a lot from his dad. I think that's the key, is his daddy. I don't think it's him. I think it's his dad. Is he listening?
Yeah.
I'm good. Oh, good. How you doing this morning, Coach?
I'm good. Tired, but I'm good.
I bet you wore now. That's been a long season, hasn't it?
Oh, man. 16, 17 weeks? Yeah.
That's amazing, man. I'm proud of you. You guys are doing a great job. Tell us what happened in your last football game, and then tell us what's going on tonight.
I played Holmes County, who we played first game of the year, and a guy named Jay Curry, who has been injured from most of the year, ended up coming in. He fractured his ankle the first time we played him. He went 13 carries, 234 yards, 11 of 14 passing for another 130 yards, 2 touchdowns in the air, 2 touchdowns on the ground. And offensively, just had an unbelievable night. And defensively, I thought we swarmed the ball. We had, just played just fundamentally sound football.
And where's that lead you to? Who you got tonight?
So we play Fort White. Fort White at 1 o'clock today on down here in the Villages. And they've got a guy named Demetri Jackson's their coach. Demetri's been there for
he's been there a long time.
Years. Yeah, long time. His son is which is pretty cool. 'Cause I got to coach against his other son years ago, but his son's the quarterback, strong safety, and he is a stud. So that's who we got to stop.
What do they do on defense? What's their offense? Give us a little breakdown on that.
Offensively, so they're a spread. Like I said, Coach Jackson's son's a quarterback. He's 6'2", 180 pounds, can fly, can throw it really well, but he also plays strong safety and will try and rip your helmet off when he hits you. Just a football player. But they're a spread offense. They got a real good running back, real fast running back. Very quality receiver. Defensively, they're a 3-3 stack. They'll come down on an even front. Guy that's defense coordinator has been with Coach Jackson for years. So very sound. They don't, they play how they play. They line up the way they're going to line up. They don't change things, but they're going to come after you.
Yeah.
Now, Coach, if you win this game, is that it for your season, or is there another step? Because we've been kind of following you, and it never seems like it's going to end. A never-ending journey.
Yeah, I think we're going to take these guys and load them up, fly them up to Canada.
Any more bye weeks?
Yeah, just take this thing right up there.
So, I mean, is this considered the state championship game?
This is it, yes, sir. This will be it.
All right. Well, I tell you what, you guys have done a great job. Now, you just mentioned it, but mention it again. Where is the game being played? What city? Where at?
All right, so we play kickoffs at 1 o'clock. We're playing in the Villages. It is the Florida Invitational Tournament, or 1A Rule Florida Invitational Tournament Championship game. We're calling it the Retirement Bowl down here. But by the way, if you've never been to the Villages, beautiful stadium.
Never been. Never been.
It is. It's one, I think, the school football stadium, the athletics facilities is $1 billion. I think it cost them $1 billion with a B, and it didn't cost the taxpayers a dime.
God,
but I think football alone was like $28 million.
Wow.
Isn't that the retirement community down in Orlando?
Is that tied in with Disney?
Yeah. No, sir.
No,
I don't believe. No, it is not from what they were telling us yesterday.
It's off the turnpike as you're going towards Orlando.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that where all the state championship games being played this year?
No, sir. So you had two yesterday, and then we'll play at 1, and then Hawthorne and Bluntstown play at 7.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Well, Coach, I hate to do it. We're packed out today. I had to get you in here because I wanted to say hello
I
to
appreciate
you.
it.
But good luck to you, and we'll call you next Friday regardless, okay?
All right.
Thank you, buddy.
Sounds
Good luck to you, man.
Good luck.
Appreciate you.
See you
Great
guys.
job.
Good luck, Coach.
All right, Steve Moss, how you doing this morning, buddy?
Great. It's a fantastic Friday.
Yes, it is. I tell you what, I want to ask you this. I mean, seriously, we're kidding about. Anytime there's a coaching change, if you're a player, football player, baseball player, that affects a lot of different things. You know, a new guy comes in, he might not like the skill sets a certain player has. Have you talked to Coop? What's the deal? What's the reaction for the baseball players, for the new baseball coach? And kind of give us a rundown of what's happened.
Well, it's kind of unique. Cooper being a freshman, as a freshman, you're new on the campus, and so you have your relationships with the current staff there. And so obviously he's a freshman on the baseball team, got there right around July. Well, I take that back. It was in the fall. He graduated in May, so he got there for the fall. And then shortly after, a month and a half in, the head baseball coach took some time off, we'll say, to work on some family matters. And so the second guy that was in charge, Chuck Drolleman was his name, assistant, also the recruiting coordinator. So a lot of really good relationships with the players. Shortly after, he leaves to go to Tennessee and become the assistant at Tennessee. So now your head coach isn't on campus. He's dealing with some personal issues. The second guy, you think, all right, he's going to be able to do the day-to-day operations of the team. He leaves. So then you look around and go, who's running the show? You know what I mean? Because the fall in baseball, if you don't know, it's a very important time. You're getting bigger, faster, stronger, and oftentimes you find out what you're going to have in the spring based on how well your team does in the fall. Mm-hmm. It's a very important time. And so if the head coach isn't there on campus, who, by the way, also handles a lot of the pitching duties in regards to that, this guy that's second in command, so to speak, now he's gone, you're kind of saying who's running the ship. So a lot of the assistants did step up. They did hire, meaning the athletic department, a new assistant head coach. He was part of the AA affiliate for the Philadelphia Phillies. So he's a baseball guy. Used to be the head coach at Auburn for a few years. So he's new on campus, kind of helping out until Coach Sully O'Sullivan comes back probably in the next few weeks, is what the athletic director said.
Okay, so he is definitely coming back.
So he is coming back.
That's a fact.
The athletic director met with the team probably about 3 weeks ago and confirmed that Coach O'Sullivan will be back as the head coach.
Oh, okay.
He's just going to take some time off. But it's been a transition time for sure, because the fall is such an important time again for these teams. And when the head coach is not there,
right,
and the second guy that's in command, he's left for honestly one of your rivals in the same conference. Yeah. It's probably more instability than that program, the Florida baseball program's had in a long time.
Yeah. If I'm a player, it's just me, my opinion. If I'm a player and I see all this stuff's going on, then your top assistant goes to Tennessee, you're probably thinking, man, is coach really coming back? But Strickland did come in and say he is back.
He did. He actually, and Cooper said until they heard from the athletic director, it was probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, there was a lot of shoulder shrugging saying, well, I think the head coach is coming back. I think Sully's coming back. Maybe, maybe not. But when the athletic director comes out and meets with the team and says he'll be back and here's the timetable, then you go, okay, at least there's kind of a plan going forward.
Is it still now organized and they got things going like it should be?
It is. They're off. They had the whole Florida baseball team, each player had their exit interviews Tuesday and Wednesday the past few days to kind of, now again, Coach Sully wasn't there, the head coach still, but all the other assistants were there. So each player got to meet with the coaches and said, okay, this is how you've done in the fall. Here's the plan going forward for the spring, which will start second week in January.
Have you heard rumors, any of the players being approached by other schools knowing this happens all the time with transferring, you got a problem here, come play for us? Did anybody leave? You heard anything?
They did not. So if Sully, God forbid, had been fired or replaced, there is a window for those players to jump ship and go someplace else. But at this point, most of the other teams, their rosters are already full. Yeah. They're playing fall ball too. They're getting ready for the spring. So who knows what happens next year? But for now, every player that was on the team before the coach was suspended and the departures are on the team now.
Does everybody feel pretty confident they're going to have a good baseball team regardless
this other stuff's been going on. So I asked Cooper that. I said, what's the vibe in the locker room with this has probably been the most uncertainty the Florida baseball team has had in decades. And he said, Dad, I asked some of the older players, right, because Cooper's just a freshman, my son, and they said, Cooper, no kidding, this is the best team chemistry we've had since I've been here. That's coming from the older players. Wow. So I think that's a really good thing they could build on. Trying to block out the noise of your head coach being suspended, the second guy goes to your rival. There's so many moving parts, but the older players are saying the team chemistry is the best it's been in years. And I think the players, especially the older players, are kind of leading the charge. All right, we got Steve Moss with us this morning. We'll get back. We're going to ask some more questions what's going on in baseball. Then we're going to get his opinion on the new football coach. A lot of people were disappointed at Strickland that they did not get Lane. I didn't ever think that would work out. Lane and him, they might have he wasn't going to give up complete control like LSU would give a football coach. And I don't know if I would either. If I was,
every place he's left, he's burned it to the ground on the way out. So
it doesn't happen to you, happens for you. Yeah. I like the guy they got from Tulane. We'll talk to Steve more about baseball and football and get back. Right now, let's talk about some of our great people. Skin cancer can be deadly. I say it all the time. We lost a coach, a strength coach from Houston. They caught it too late. Don't let that happen to you. If you have a problem that doesn't look right, feel right, 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. Go see Dr. Ward. His office is throughout the Panhandle of Florida. Listen to Dr. Ward. He's a big gator also. Listen to Dr. Ward every Wednesday, 7:30, right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Where you had Jason Kovaleski. Jason, 2 great locations. Tell everybody where you're located at.
Yeah, we're on 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village. We're in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods. We have our free sample bar. We have our InBody 570 at both locations. So if you want to come down, try a product for free, get on the InBody, kind of get your body composition broken down so we can kind of help you out on, whether you want to lose weight, build muscle. We can do it all for you. But we're located on 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village and in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods.
The legendary J. Michael's Restaurant. Today's specials, Chris Fish. It's a grilled fish over a bed of rice, peppers, onions, special sauce. It's absolutely healthy and it's outstanding. Go check it out. I had yesterday, the special was a shrimp basket. I had that. It was unbelievable. I hadn't had it in a while. It was so good. They got the best seafood, ice cold beer, burger, steaks, pork chops, you name it, everything down to the legendary J. Michael's Restaurant. We'll be right back. Steve Moss, Jim Brandt, and the one and only Jason Kovaleski. And Wildcat. Yoo-hoo! Did you miss me yesterday?
We'll be right back.
Mornings on ESPN Northwest Florida just got unsportsmanlike.
LSU and Lane Kiffin both better be right. Because if they're not, the shine comes off of Lane Kiffin, but I think some of the shine also comes off of LSU's program, and they get relegated to a second-tier school when it comes to the conversation around competing for national championships. That's what LSU becomes.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle. Weekdays 5 to 7 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia and supplies, new and vintage cards and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory or visit online, instantReplaySportsCards.com.
360-degree protection of your home, 365 days a year, one low monthly price.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control offers an affordable program that provides our customers with peace of mind. Brock 365.
We like bundling pest control with termite protection for a low monthly payment. We couldn't be happier with the results. Most treatments are done outside, and we haven't had any issues in over 3 years.
Call us today for your free consultation.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control.
Signworks, a business serving businesses since 1985. Everything from signs and banners, vehicles and boats, magnetic and real estate signs, contractor signs, and much more. Signworks can do large format, full color printing too. Signworks, a real professional in the business world. Call Signworks at 785-8899. Signworks, 850-785-8899.
Time to let the big dogs eat.
How about that answer by Georgia? To the end zone, touchdown, Georgia!
back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Hope you have a great day today. It was kind of foggy. Was it foggy coming in?
A little bit, but not as bad.
Not bad. Not like it was. Yeah, but I thought it was going to be a lot colder than what it is. Anyway, be careful. We're supposed to get a lot of rain today, tomorrow, and we definitely need it, but be careful driving. Golly, I can't believe 2 more weeks kids are out for Christmas break. We got Steve Moss here talking about Gator baseball, the University of Florida baseball program. Everything with Sully is going on there. I want to ask you this. Coop's gone through the winter workouts. What did he think about it? How tough was it on those players? And what's his thoughts on all that? How did he do?
It's a good question. He's living his dream. When he was 9 years old, I went to school at the University of Florida, so we always would go to Florida baseball games, and we'd be sitting in the stands, and I'll never forget, he said, "Dad, one day I'm going to play for the Gators." And he's 9 years old. I said, "Dad," I'm like, "Oh, that'd be great, buddy." I'm like, "You have no idea at 9 years old what kind of commitment it's going to take to play in the SEC, much less Florida." But as a dad, I'm like, "Yeah, who knows, buddy? Hang in there." Lo and behold, 10 years later, he's playing baseball for the University of Florida. And so I asked him, I said, "Is it what you thought it was going to be? When you were that 9-year-old boy and you want to play for Florida, now you're there. You're on the squad. You're number 18. You're wearing orange and blue. Is it what you thought?" And he said, "Dad, it's a transition." He said, "I was playing here locally at Arnold. I was player of the year. I had almost 400 strikeouts, 20 home runs. We're going to the Final Four." And you think, I got this thing figured out, right? This baseball's not that hard. You're the top dog, striking people out, throwing low 90s. He gets to Florida, right, in the SEC, and I asked him, "How was your fall?" He said, "Dad, my fastball was between 92 and 94, and I hit 95 a couple times." And I said, "Buddy, that's great." I said, "Especially for the fall." He said, "Dad, we got 8 or 9 guys that throw that hard here at Florida." He said, "Everybody throws that hard." So I think he said it has been a transition. When you first get on campus, you're used to being the big dog in high school and having so much success. You get there and everybody's really good. Was their top dog at their high school. Right. So it's what you expect in the SEC. That being said, I think the mistake Cooper made when he first got on campus, he's 18 years old and he's comparing his velocity, his control, the way he pitches to guys on the team that are 20, 21, 22 years old. Right. And I think that first month there, he goes, "Dad, I don't know if I belong here." Yeah. I mean, these guys are amazing athletes, right? And I said, "Buddy, you're 18, right? You're just getting the hang of Division I baseball. These guys have been doing it 2 or 3 years at a high level." I said, "It's not fair for you to compare yourself right now at the talent level you are to what they are." I said, "Remember, it's a process. Trust the process." Florida has a track record of developing elite pitchers. Every year it seems like they have a first or second rounder. Trust the process. They don't expect you at 18 to be a first-round draft pick. That hopefully comes 2 or 3 years from now. And so I think there was a transition because when he first got there, those first couple calls were, "Dad, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I belong here. These dudes are amazing." Now he's gone. He's been there 3 months. He's gone through fall, and I think he feels he belongs, especially the feedback he's getting from the coaches. They're saying, "You belong. You're exactly where we thought you would be at this point." Trust the process.
How does he measure up in the off-season program, the weightlifting, the running, all the thing? How did he perform there, and how tough was it?
Good question. So this fall is so much, Jason will appreciate that, is trying to get bigger, faster, stronger, because their season actually obviously starts in the spring. The fall is when you put in the work that nobody sees. Cooper's exit interview was Tuesday. All the coaches were there, including the strength and conditioning coach. And the strength and conditioning said, Cooper, if there was an award, I would give it to you. And Cooper said, "Well, what do you mean?" This strength and conditioning coach is saying that. They said, "Over these last 3 months, you've lost 9 pounds of body fat, and your lean muscle percentage has gone through the roof. Keep this up." And I said, "Cooper, that's great feedback from the strength and conditioning coach. It tells the other coaches you're putting in the work. And if you're bigger, faster, stronger, usually," and Jason will tell you this, "it correlates into better performance and even more important, injury prevention." And I tell Cooper the main goal for this fall was to get bigger, faster, stronger, but stay healthy.
And that's usually the difference between an 18-year-old and a 21-year-old. They've been through 3 or 4 of those off-season workouts where they're building muscle every offseason. They're adding velocity. So to be that at 18, he's way ahead of the curve.
And if you've been to an SEC baseball, I really encourage you to go. it's hard to tell the baseball players nowadays from the football players. I mean, baseball players it seems like they're all over 6 foot and they're all like 220. I mean, they're just very muscular.
And everybody's into weightlifting now.
Everybody. It used to be baseball players shouldn't lift weight. It's going to make them too stocky and too rigid. They won't be able to have the fluidity they need. Now, every team out there, both on the pro, college, and even the high school level, are emphasizing get stronger.
Did he think the running was tougher? Because to me, it was the running part that shocked me. Every things they made us do there. He said the running part was agility worker was tougher, or the weightlifting.
He said that at least in the SEC program, their baseball specific strength and conditioning is fast, quick movement. So you think about baseball, there's a lot of standing around, honestly, whether you're a pitcher or even, especially if you're a position player, if you're at second base and an outfielder. But when you got to move quick. Right. And you got to be very athletic. So they do a lot of box jumps. They do a lot of hex bar type lifts, where you're explosive movements. Because baseball, whether you're literally standing in the batter's box, and when you got to go fast. So it's a lot of explosive movements, those type of strength and conditioning type things versus running miles and miles and miles of cardio. It's those type movements they're working on. Fast twitch, explosive movements.
Wow. I can't wait, man. How much time we got? Okay, good. I want to make sure we get to football here in a minute. All right. I'll never forget, we go to Southern Mississippi for freshman year, like you're talking about. This guy's been there forever. But we go out and play BYU. We get beat 69-21. Pat Dye was head coach at East Carolina. They beat us 35-7. We lost Auburn out. Everybody beat us. We were terrible. And they're getting ready to fire the coaching staff. They get 2-9, okay? They tried to run off everybody off the football team. I've never seen anything like them. I've seen kids fall, hit their head on cement doing the stadiums, one leg up, we learned more about that. That was the hardest year I ever had in my life. And then, like you said, when you're there, then you know what's going on. Right. But it never was that hard after that. They tried to run everybody out of there. And it's something else. I don't care what sport you play. The winter workouts, I think, is the toughest part.
The fall.
The training to get ready for your season.
It is a grind. And one thing that you have at some of your, I think, top Division I schools, not only the strength and conditioning, there's a nutritionist. Her name's Julie. And they do a DEXA scan. They do blood work, especially at these higher level. I'm sure every SEC school does it. So when you come in, they know what vitamins you're deficient in. They know what kind of diet. He said, Dad, some guys, they want to bulk up. Some they need to lose weight. Right. He said, it is tailored to the individual athlete. It's not a cookie cutter where you have to gain weight and everybody's got to do this. They actually take a blood sample and a DEXA scan at the beginning of fall, and at the end of the fall, another blood test, another DEXA scan to say, okay, this is your tailored nutrition program. Here's what you eat, here's what you don't eat, here's what supplements you take or you don't take. So, and that's what you expect at a SEC school, whether it's Florida, LSU, Alabama, Ole Miss, that tailored approach is pretty cool.
They feel like they're going to be pretty good?
I think so. I think Florida baseball this year, their depth will be pitching. I think they feel they only have to score 2 or 3 runs because their pitching is going to be really good. And I know I'm biased. My kid's a pitcher at Florida. I get it. But they've got guys up and down that can throw mid to upper 90s with great breaking balls. So their strength will be pitching. If they can just score 2 or 3 runs, I think they feel they might have a trip to Omaha in them.
Hey, I'm glad you pointed out. We talked about this for years. I've talked about this, that like at Alabama, they feed you by position. You play receiver, you're going to do certain things, defensive lineman, offensive lineman. It's crazy how scientific, I can't even say
scientific.
That word. Yeah, it is now. It's crazy. Individualized, everything like that.
But that's why we have our InBody as well, because it's just like a DEXA scan. So with those readings,
and it's free.
Yeah, it's free. With those readings, we can tell if you're losing skeletal muscle, if you're gaining body fat. So just based on those numbers, we can adjust your carb intake, your protein intake. Now they take it a step further with the blood work, but I encourage everybody that wants to be healthy, do your blood work every 6 months. You can find out what you're deficient in, if you have high blood pressure, if your heart's not working correctly. So the blood work combination with doing the DEXA scan is really going to give you a readout and really kind of guide you in how you should eat and what you should eat.
All right, let's talk about some of our great people. We'll be right back with Steve. We're going to jump into football, get back, ask him what he thinks about the new hire. I think they knocked the home run. I really do. Everybody's disappointed about not getting Lane Kiffin. I always say it doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. And I'll tell you what reason. I believe that. I went with Stevens in air conditioning.
There you go.
And I wanted the biggest unit he had. I don't care what it costs. I want something. We turn it on, the house is going to get cooled. It's going to stay cool. He said, Coach, I can do that. I said, but you really don't need to spend that much money. You need to do this. Then he explained everything to me, and thank goodness I went with him. He's the most honest guy out there. You talking about local? Jason graduated from Mosley High School. A guy starts Stevenson Air Conditioning. This thing has exploded. They knocked a home run with this. They're honest. They're hardworking people. They tell you you're going to do something and be there in a certain time. They're there. That's why people love them. Don't go national. Go Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jason did it for his store, his house. I did it. Chad Mitchell. Everybody's going with Stevenson Air Conditioning, and so should you. Steve's Bike. You talking about local Steve's Bike Shop? Steve Bertelshaw is the swim coach at Mosley. They've been in business since 1979. These electrical bikes are taking over the world. My roommate in his college, him and his wife have them. They swear by them. They love them. Chad Mitchell, Dr. Mitchell said the same thing. If you have a heart problem, got knees and joint problem, get your electrical bike. You can get that exercise. And once you get out there, you start hurting, you think you might not get back. Heck, just turn the power on, let it bring it back yourself. It's really a smart thing. Now, Steve's got new ones. They got used ones. And how many more days we get to Christmas?
20 days.
If you're looking for a bike, it's Steve's Bike Shop right across the street.
Beautiful used bikes. If
they got them all, and they'll deal with you too.
Wear a helmet.
Thank you, Wildcat. Also, local Vandergrift. Kyle being here next Friday. You're looking for a roof, general contracting. They design it, they build it, commercial, residential. They do it all. Stevenson Air Conditioning, and also Vandy Roofing. And don't forget about Steve's Bike Shop. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Home for the NFL. ESPN Northwest Florida.
The 8-4 Indianapolis Colts visit the 8-4 Jaguars this Sunday in Jacksonville with the AFC South lead on the line.
Touchdown!
Both teams are tied atop the division, making this Week 14 matchup one of the most crucial games of the week. Coverage starts at 11, kickoff at noon, right here on your home for the Jacksonville Jaguars. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Friday. For this afternoon and evening, very light showers and possible thunderstorms and a high of 69 with a gentle breeze around 9 miles per hour coming out of the north. Tonight, clouds with lows around 55. Tomorrow, lightly sprinkling and cloudy with a light breeze and a temperature near 59. Moving into Sunday, slightly warmer with a high of 67 and lightly sprinkling. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Your NFL and college football headquarters is Dak Cajun Place. With 27 TVs, you won't miss a play or a game. Score 50-cent wings during live games every Monday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. 50-cent wings and $5 pitchers during live games only at Dak Cajun Place. LSU and Saints fans, wear your team colors and get free Jell-O shots when LSU or the Saints score. Plus brunch on Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 2 with $3 mimosas. Game like a local at Dak Cajun Place.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the college football playoffs and bowl games.
Getting to the goal line and in for the touchdown.
Listen live and ultra high fidelity on ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
Welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest. Let's jump into Florida football. We've been talking about baseball. Now we'll get a little insight on a Gator that graduated from there. What's his thoughts? I know Dr. Ward was really upset when it first went down, and a lot of Gators felt like that Strickland screwed it up again. And I knew, we had talked to Mark McLeod, everything like that. We knew that would be a tough matchup, Lane Kiffin working for Strickland, because Lane wants complete control of everything, and LSU was willing to do so. I don't think Florida was. And quite honestly, I said earlier, me personally, I'd rather go to Florida, but looking overall better job, in my opinion, I did kind of think LSU was a better job simply because you don't have to recruit against anybody else in that state. They're going to get the homegrown kid unless NIL takes over. say a team from up north comes in with a lot of money and buys their players like the Alabamas. But anyway, what's your take on it? Were you happy? I like Summerall. I think he did a great job. But he went to up at Huntsville, outside Huntsville, went to Grissom High School, good high school football player. He had the Auburn job. Auburn was waiting on him. He thought his agent was saying Florida might come open, come after you, and they did. And he turned down Auburn to go to Florida. So people wanted him. Did a great job at Tulane. And he's a physical, defensive-minded guy, which I like. Saban, Kirby Smart, they're all defensive-minded guys. They've done pretty well. Dan Landing, yeah. So that's worked out pretty good for those schools. What's your take? What did you think when everything was going down? Were you upset when they didn't get Kiffin? What do you think?
As a Florida fan and a Florida alumni, I think we felt like one of those ladies on The Bachelor, right? Where we're all trying to get chosen. We all want the rose, right? And then when you get shafted and you don't, then you think, well, golly, what did we do wrong? You know what I mean? Should we have done this or that? We thought we were getting Lane. Instead, we got Tulane. And so
you got twice as many.
There you go. So, I mean, the Lane Kiffin sweepstakes, we weren't a winner of that. Florida wasn't for whatever reason. But so then you look around and, if he was the golden ticket, everybody else is kind of like, that whoever we chose was not going to be a big a splash as Lane Kiffin, obviously. And whatever school he didn't pick was going to feel, I think, disappointed regardless. But I think if you look at Summerall, he was really successful 2 years at Troy, led him to the conference championship both years. At Tulane, again, very successful, led his team to the conference championship both years. They're still playing. Heck, they could be in the playoffs.
Matter of fact, they play today.
They play North Texas, I believe. Yeah. So, I mean, if you look at his track record, he's been a winner everywhere he's gone, so to speak. He had his press conference earlier this week, said all the right things. The one quote I think Florida fans love, he says this, quote, "At Florida, having an explosive offense isn't optional, it's mandatory." Yeah. And so I think even though he's a defensive-minded guy, a lot of Florida fans like, well, here we go, another defensive-minded guy. And so, but when he comes out and he says that, and he did something Billy Napier never did at Florida. He hired an offensive coordinator. God bless America.
He's not an offensive line coach, is he?
Yeah, they got they got the offensive coordinator for Georgia Tech. Yeah. So they got him in there, and so now they hired an offensive coordinator. They got the defensive coordinator. They got a guy from Kentucky. So you've got guys with Division I experience. But when he's saying those type things, he said, "I want the scoreboard to light up." Right? He's saying Florida fan base is used to the fun and gun. We're used to Spurrier. We're used to even Mullen was there. We scored a lot of points. The Tebow years were great. Even before that, we scored points. Right? Obviously, the Spurrier years we did this. So when he's coming out and hiring an offensive coordinator and saying the things like we're going to light up the scoreboard, having an explosive offense is mandatory here, I think Florida fans go, well, maybe this guy is a pretty good fit. He's had success other places at the Division I level. Maybe he is going to be. So was there disappointment from Florida fans? I think there was. We thought we were going to win the Lane Kiffin sweepstakes. That was going to be the big splash. But I think the more you hear about Summerall, John Summerall, you think maybe we might have dodged a bullet in not getting Kiffin.
Let me ask you this. If it doesn't work out, which I think it will, but if it doesn't work out, I think Strickland's in trouble.
Our athletic director's ace in the hole has been men's basketball won a national championship last year. That gives you some credibility. That buys you some time, honestly. If this doesn't work out, I think everybody would say that we're going to get a new athletic director.
No, I was going to say, I think one of the problems is every team out there, and there's a lot of jobs open with that home run hire, and they're just hiring a bunch of guys out there. You're not getting Kirby Smart, you're not getting Ryan Day, you're not getting Dan Lanning, you're not getting Marcus Freeman. So you really have to find those diamonds in the rough that are up and comers that can become those guys. And everybody was going to be disappointed if it wasn't Lane Kiffin.
Well, the other thing, I've mentioned this before, and it's true not just in Florida, but everywhere, there's no patience at all on the fans' part. Now we have the ability, hey, let's see, the game goes bad. Within 10 seconds of that game ended, I'm putting out there for everybody, this guy sucks, you need to get somebody else. The Gator fan's going to be patient because it's probably not going to happen in 2 years where all of a sudden they go from 4-8 or wherever they are, 5-7, whatever their final record was, to being a national contender. That's just not going to happen. That's just not realistic. So are you going to give Summerall or actually any of those coaches enough time to do what they do.
I call
and
that
so
the
far,
Kurt Cignetti effect. I think a lot of these coaches are getting fired because they're like, he's doing this at Indiana in 2 years. Why can't you? You know, and I think that has a lot of effect on why these coaches are getting fired as fast as they are. I mean, you know, the James Franklin thing to me is a head scratcher. You know, you didn't have a plan after you fired a guy that went to the national championship semifinals last year, and you were the first person to fire your coach, and you have
still
nobody.
Don't have one.
Like,
still don't have one.
Let me. You're a Gator, but I want to ask you this: were you surprised at FSU? You see Kentucky, they fire Stoops.
Yeah.
And you would think FSU is known for football. I mean, they're blue blood, and all of a sudden.
The only thing, Coach, I could think is maybe it's the buyout. Maybe it's our buyout of Napier at Florida was around 22-ish million. I've been, you read stories that
he's going to James Madison, so that could come down. Correct. I don't know how his contract structured.
Yeah. Right. I've been told that Norvell's is north of 50 million. Yeah. Now, Florida fans will. I mean, FSU fans might, bow up on this, but I mean, Florida has been around longer. They have a bigger alumni base. They're
in the SEC.
And so therefore they have more money to do a buyout. Florida State is relatively newer compared to a Florida or an Alabama. They don't quite have the alumni and resources, I think, that a school that has been, 50 years or whatever it is longer than them.
Yeah.
50 million or 55, whatever it is, to buy out Norvell would be a lot for any school. Mm-hmm. But you would think if Florida State had the money, I think they would have pulled the trigger by now, honestly.
That's pocket change for LSU. They're paying 3 coaches off right now.
They got $160 million on the line.
Where would they have lined up in the pecking order when you got Florida open, Penn State open, you got LSU open? I think it might have been an okay thing because they may not have the money. I wish they would just come out and say that. They don't have the money to fire.
And then the fans go, okay, well, I get it. We just didn't have the money. And so we'll stick with what we got.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then they can reset next year, see who's available next year, and then they won't have all these big-time programs fighting for the same guy. But you're right, Jason.
I mean, Arkansas was open, Auburn, LSU, Florida, now Kentucky, Penn State, Virginia Tech. These are some really big programs that are all looking for head coaches. If Florida State, say they did come up with the money somehow and can them, now they're among 8 or 9 pretty high-profile programs all looking for dudes. Now, next year, they might be in the same boat. Right. I don't know. But surely you'd think there wouldn't be those type programs
and you talk
still
about
looking.
Money. Colorado's in debt $20-something million because of NIL and everything that's going on out there. And Dion was the answer. And remember last year, the first year, all the money they were making, now all of a sudden they're in debt.
High school recruiting. I mean, that's where their downfall has been. They try to build a team through the portal every year, but the portal is the most expensive players there is because they're established. You're not going to fill an entire roster, and Florida State found this out 2 years ago with just portal players. And how do you build a culture if you don't have those 3-4 year guys in there that are setting the standard in the weight room in the offseason, conditioning, as Cooper found out. There's, some seniors in there that can run that program. And the strength and conditioning coach is hugely important in these places. They run the offseason program. So the coaches really aren't as hands-on in the offseason. It's really you working with the strength and conditioning coach and their assistants. That's why those guys are so important. So, it is what it is.
You're talking about recruiting. I don't know where Florida's at. They're not ranked. The ones I was looking at, I could probably find it out. But this is 24/7. USC is the number one recruit. I don't think they've done this in years. They got the number one class, and this is going to change. I remember in the past, signing day was like a national holiday. That's everybody talked about. We knew who was going to be good the next 3 or 4 years. We didn't even bring it up Wednesday. I mean, we hardly mentioned it.
It's been a crazy signing day.
It's just because of NIL. It doesn't really matter like it used to, but if it does, here we go. Southern Cal, they had a point system at 24/7. They're number 1, 306 points. They had 1 5-star, but they had a lot of good 4-stars. Number 2's Oregon, all that money. They have 300 points. They had 4 5-stars they signed.
Possibly 5.
Number 3,
wide receiver too.
Number 3 is Notre Dame, 299 points right there with them. They also had 4 5-stars. Alabama's number 4, 298, 4 5-stars. Georgia, keep an eye on them. They'll get more as it goes. Kirby always does. He's at 294. They got 1 5-star. Ohio State, 292. They had 1 5-star. Tennessee has number 7, 291, 2 stars, 2 5-stars. Texas was number 8, 288 points. They had 3 5-stars they signed. Texas A&M is at number 9, 284. And number 10 was Miami Hurricanes. That guy does a good job buying players down there. They had 208. Auburn with a new coach coming in. They lost some, they gained some, but they're ranked 35th in the nation, 217 points.
Did you see where Penn State was ranked?
like
129th behind Harvard.
How can they let? Why did they let this happen?
2 players yesterday. 2.
Who's in charge up there?
Pat Kraft.
Like anyone.
This is why everybody has said this is a disaster. They fired their coach first, thinking they were going to be first in line. They weren't getting Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin's an SEC coach, but you had other quality guys out there that they were going after. That they were going after DeBoer. Why?
Like Georgia Tech coach just got another raise.
Why?
They all got raises because of that.
Penn State got every coach out there a raise, and really are about on their 10th choice. Now I think they're going to hire Matt Campbell, which will be failing upwards for them because I think that's a solid hire. He's done well at Iowa State, and with a team with legitimate resources, I think he'll do well, but
they wouldn't touch Fitzgerald?
I didn't understand that. I thought that was a perfect fit for them. The problem is, it's not just about how good of a coach you are. It's about the timeline, about recruiting, building your roster, because the roster is just as important. Recruiting is not like it used to be. It's who's got the most money, how much are you going to invest in NIL. But to get 2 recruits, that means you got another 2-year turnaround now. I mean, without the talent.
Yeah, and I saw, talk about the 5 stars, 4 stars, and I saw a post, I don't know if this is 100% accurate, but Indiana, you know how many 5 stars they got in their roster?
0.
Well,
Coach,
not one.
Coach, you mentioned the rankings.
Not
a lot
one.
of people will hear those rankings and say, well, who cares? And the reason they would say who cares is it used to be such a big deal. I wonder how many of those players will be at those same schools 2 or 3
I would
years
say
from now.
maybe, 25%?
Maybe, because, I mean, if you ask these coaches, so the new coach at Florida, they asked him, what is your first priority once you get here? And he goes, my first priority is re-recruiting my own players. Because every year, they obviously can go in the portal and do this and that. He said, I first have to re-recruit my own players to say who's here. Then I go in the portal. Then eventually, I'll look at our high school recruits and see who we got coming. But first, I got to re-recruit my own players every year to see who's coming back. And so it sounds bizarre, but a lot of times when you hear those high school rankings, you kind of go, man, who knows?
Did you hear what happened in the Marine Corps? Guy didn't want to do it with a maneuver, and he is wanting to transfer out to the Air Force. And he's going to go to a liberal judge, and this will probably ruin the military.
Yeah, it's unique in regards
about
to
that. I'm lying, but I'm just saying it's kind of like what we're seeing in athletics.
And so it's very unique. High school recruiting National Signing Day used to be something ESPN would live from this high school, and then kids would have their hats and you got so excited. Billy Bob's coming to Florida. This is great.
They had a picture of Lane Kiffin with that chicken. We got to take a break.
All the hats.
You got to go?
No, I'm good.
All right, we got Jeff Spiegel. Can we get back? Everything you want to know about Alabama, Auburn football, baseball, basketball, whatever you want to know, Jeff will cover it for you. There's a pretty big game in Atlanta this weekend, Alabama versus Georgia. But right now, let's talk about some of our great people. Talk about local. Turf Pro Pest Control. You want your yard to look absolutely beautiful. Patrick can make it happen. Also, got bugs in the house, bugs eating the yard up. Patrick can make them go away. His daughter is a beautiful cheerleader at Mosley High School. Homecoming court. You don't get more local than that. Go Turf Pro Pest Control. You'll be glad you did. Vandy Roofing. You looking for a roof? Go Kyle Vandergriff. His mom and dad, legendary people around here. Vandy Roofing, they are not only just do roofs now, that general contractor, design, build, commercial, residential. You're looking for a roof, Vandy Roofing. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Have I mentioned the legendary Chad Mitchell? Good. We'll be right back.
Turnovers, heroic comebacks.
In for the touchdown.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida delivers the biggest matchups of the week from across the nation. Your college football headquarters on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Friday. For this afternoon and evening, very light showers and possible thunderstorms and a high of 69 with a gentle breeze around 9 miles per hour coming out of the north. Tonight, clouds with lows around 55. Tomorrow, lightly sprinkling and cloudy with a light breeze and a temperature near 59. Moving into Sunday, slightly warmer with a high of 67 and lightly sprinkling. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
The wait
is over. Sunday, December 7th, your Jacksonville Jaguars return to Everbank Stadium for a massive division showdown against the Indianapolis Colts. This is more than just a game. It's a statement. The Jags are back home and ready to turn up the heat in their iconic Prowler throwbacks. Kickoff is 1 p.m., so pack the bank and make it loud. Secure your seats now at Jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you at the bank.
WVLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
Ask for special ESPN Northwest Florida pricing.
He's a beacon of light to many and an inspiration to all.
Winning.
The Coach James Hale Show, live from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. And now from the J. Michaels Studio, the Alabama Auburn Update.
Roll Tide, y'all.
With Jeff Spiegel, sports anchor from Birmingham, Alabama's ABC 3340. The Alabama Auburn Update every Friday on the Coach Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
There you go.
Alabama Updates brought to you by Stevens Air Conditioning. They're there for you anytime, day or night. Have a problem breaks down, call Debbie. They'll come out and they'll fix all your problems. They'll coach you up. They'll tell you what you need to do to save money on your power bill, keep it warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer. Steve is an air conditioner #1, not even close. And speaking of #1, this guy's the best at what he does. I've seen him work. I've seen him in action. I've seen him do a live show right outside Bryant-Denny and then go straight for another hour live high school football. The guy's incredible. The one and only, my buddy, my friend, Jeff Spiegel. Good morning, sir.
Well, Coach, you know how this goes. I'm only as good as the people around me. Your daughter has been an amazing employee, co-worker, good friend for us, and Johnny Condon and Ian Liddell. And I'm only as good as the people who are around me, but you are very, very kind.
Well, no, you do you really do. People don't realize how organized you have to be to do live TV, and then jump on live radio, all the things you guys do. And what's amazing to me, the coverage. I want to thank you for what you do for high school athletics in the state of Alabama. Football's the king there. There's no doubt about it. But all the sports are big there, and you guys do a great job covering basketball, baseball, everything. But the coverage you guys give it at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday, live shows on statewide TV to cover these big games. That's the reason you go to a high school football game in the state of Alabama and they're packed out. And Florida's not that way anymore. We don't get big crowds anymore. Unless you're in certain parts of the state, there's other things to do. We're kind of a melting pot. People move here from all over the place, and sports aren't as big as they are in Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, but it wouldn't be as big without what you guys do on your station. And I know the coaches appreciate what you give them, and I appreciate what you guys do. No doubt about that.
Well, I appreciate that. It's been great. We've had high school football state championship games this week, and we had 3 more yesterday. We had Thompson, of course, the big 7A school here, in dominating fashion. One on Wednesday night. Then we had 3 more yesterday, and then 3 more today. So it's been pretty busy.
Did my old buddy, the Foss, what's his name? One guy that had 2 families. Did he win?
Russ Probst?
Russ Probst.
Russ Probst. No, his little Coosa Christian team plays in the 2A championship today against Lynette at 3 o'clock. And I think that would be 8 state championships for him if he wins.
Wow, that's crazy. He can coach. There's no doubt about that. Hey, who did Thompson beat? Opelika?
Thompson beat Opelika like a drum. It was 48-10 was the final. They outgained them like 522 to 115 or something like that. It was insane. They were so dominant.
Thompson High School is like a college. The indoor practice facilities, weight rooms, unbelievable. The money they got there is incredible. Is that the quarterback that's started like his 8th grade or something like that? And he's going to go with Alabama?
Yeah, won the state championship as an 8th grader, and he just wrapped up his junior year and has one more year to go, and he's been phenomenal.
Oh, he's only a junior?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. He's a good one, no doubt. All right, let's jump into Alabama. We wondered if this guy could recruit like Saban. And I'll be honest with you, Jeff, we don't even get excited about recruiting anymore like we used to. We talked about it because you don't even know the kids are going to stay there more than a semester. But Bama did a great job. I think they were 4th by 24-7. Talk about what did you think about recruiting in the state of Alabama this year?
Well, really good. I mean, I thought Kalen DeBoer, brought in another good class. I think he's got 3 5-stars. One of them we're going to see today. The running back from Jackson who's going to play against Anniston. And, he's really, really good. And, they got some local kids, too. They got this DB, a 4-star from Gadsden City named Zion Gibson.
He's good.
Who's a pretty good player.
Yeah.
So, I think they did good. Auburn's playing catch-up, which you totally expected them to. But Alabama reeled in another good one.
They had 12 different states they went into and got players, and a lot of 4 or 5 stars. They did lose one of them, but hopefully they can keep them together, get it going. All right, let's jump into the game this week. No, let me go back. We got some special guests here. I want to make sure they hear this. The greatest football team of all time, according to ESPN, and it's no doubt, it's not even close. The 2020 national champs from the University of Alabama. They played 11 SEC schools. They beat Notre Dame and destroyed one team for the national championship.
Yeah, we actually tested for COVID. Little 11 players out.
And whatever. I don't hear excuses. But Alabama was number one.
Really
I don't know about that, though, really. That 2019 LSU team was really good. 2014 Ohio State Buckeye team was really good. Georgia 2022 was really good. But what do you think, Jeff? I do think that was a great football team Alabama had in 2020.
I've got a good friend who looks at the 2020 season and he goes, that one doesn't count because of the COVID year.
No, I'm kidding.
And I know. And I go, what? They played all SEC teams, and then they went through, the playoff and did all that. He goes, no, it didn't count. It's COVID year, bogus national championship. And this is an Alabama fan, so it was really, really weird. The way he looks at that. But no, look, the year Mac Jones had that year, Devontae Smith, look, that touchdown catch against LSU remains still one of the greatest plays I've ever seen. And, it was a special year for sure.
Now, Fox Sports did theirs, and they said the most talented team put together was the 2017 Alabama team. And they did. They were low with NFL play. They had a number of NFL players and all that stuff. That was also a great football team. That was from Fox Sports. But getting into this game against Atlanta, heck, who's healthy? George, I think Kirby's going to start 3 freshmen on the offensive line. They're beat up. Our start running back are one of our best defensive linemen. We got people not even going to play or dress out. What's going to happen Saturday in Atlanta?
Yeah, well, everybody is banged up. When you get this deep into the season, everybody is. And I think it hurts that LT Overton's not going to be able to play.
Yeah.
He made a big play in the first game in September, stopping Georgia on a 4th and 1. To me, I'm wondering about the availability of Josh Cuevas. He's questionable. So is Jam Miller. I think not having him, hurts, Alabama's offense to a large degree. He's one of Ty Simpson's favorite targets, to throw to. So it would be great, if he's able to play. I don't know if he will, but to me, that really hurts Ty Simpson not having that guy in his arsenal.
So, quick question for you. Maybe it's a hypothetical, but it would seem that Alabama and Georgia are both going to make the playoffs. Obviously, Ole Miss as well. I know these teams at the beginning of the year say our goal is to win the SEC championship. Our goal, as it is each year for most teams, is to make it to Atlanta. Is that still the case in this expanded football playoffs? Because if I'm Ole Miss, I didn't make the championship game, but I get a week to game plan, to get healthy, to basically have a bye week, knowing I'm going to make the playoffs anyways, where guess what? Alabama and Georgia, yes, they have to play for a title, and God bless them. That's still an important thing. Yeah. But I get a week off to get healthier and to game plan where Alabama and Georgia don't.
Oklahoma,
they got to play some
Texas A&M. They
got to play some dudes.
And Alabama could. If BYU upsets Texas Tech, I'm not sure Bama gets in.
I get it. So
if they get blown out with a team that's definitely hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, so logistic-wise, you go, if I'm Ole Miss, I'm like, yes, I don't get to play for a title in Atlanta, but I love this time off to game plan and get healthy. Is that a legitimate argument for those other teams that aren't playing in it, saying, you know what, we'd like to make it, but this isn't the worst thing either, not making it?
Well, you will get a week off. I mean, because the playoff games don't start until the 19th and the 20th. So you will have some, downtime there. But I totally get that. My opinion is that these teams that are going to have to wait until the 19th and 20th, that may be too much downtime. I would much rather, be playing for a championship and then take a week off and then, start this playoff thing. And if you're, in Alabama's case, if you get a first-round bye, most of the things that I'm hearing is the winner of that is going to get a first-round bye. Certainly Georgia will. You would think Alabama's got a good shot at getting that first-round bye, if they win the SEC championship game. So, you'll have some time to kind of recharge the batteries and rest up your bumps and bruises and all that. But, listening to those coaches talk yesterday at that press conference, I mean, the SEC championship still means a great deal. As Kirby Smart said yesterday, up and down their hallway at the football complex, they've got, the years they've won, the SEC championship. And championships still mean a lot, to these football teams that have built their programs, around winning championships. So I think the SEC championship game still means a great deal.
Yeah, but getting back to that point, if Georgia didn't have to play in the SEC championship game, they are going to get a first-round bye. They're going to be playing the Sugar Bowl, and they don't have to even play in the SEC championship game. If Texas A&M would have won, Georgia was sitting like a rose. They'd been ranked up there.
And for Alabama, is there a scenario where it's all or nothing, where if they beat Georgia, they maybe get a first-round bye?
And if they
lose to Georgia, are you out? I mean, is that kind of scenario real?
If they do that, our commissioner, he better fight. I think they've already made the phone calls, because why play the games? You're talking about big money makers for the SEC, Big Ten, and one day could affect Ohio State and Michigan. Why put yourself through that if you're going to get penalized playing the game?
If I'm Ole Miss and A&M, like I said, I'd have loved to have been in that championship game, but I know for sure I'm making the playoffs.
Right, exactly. You're going to make $17 million for your school.
I'm in. Yeah. Is it a legitimate scenario that it's boom or bust for Alabama depending on what happens with this game? What do you think?
Well, I think if BYU beat Texas Tech, I mean, that throws everything into kind of a, what-if thing. My opinion is this: if Alabama and Georgia play the competitive game, and I feel like they will play, I think the loser still gets in the playoff. Now, if Georgia gets in there and they just clock Alabama, by 4 touchdowns or whatever, then I think Alabama's got some worries. But I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah. I think it's going to be a really, really good single-digit difference game. So I think worst case scenario, Alabama's on the road for the first round.
I think the committee put themselves in a little bit of a bind here, though. I didn't understand why Alabama jumped Notre Dame on just beating Auburn. I understand that maybe they should have been ahead of them all the way anyway, but you got Miami sitting there at 12. You got Notre Dame right there. If Alabama loses, they're talking about jumping Miami over Notre Dame. They're not even playing. So why didn't you just have them ahead of Notre Dame already? How can you jump a team when neither one of them's playing? You got Alabama that has to play an extra game. they possibly could drop out.
And they could have said that head-to-head, and because if they do it now, you're right.
What's the point? They're not even playing.
Hey, we got to take a break. We'll come back and finish up with Jeff. Let's go ahead and just take this break right now. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Winter Storm Enzo.
And breaking weather as it happens.
Hurricane Helene.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Friday. For this afternoon and evening, very light showers and possible thunderstorms and a high of 69 with a gentle breeze around 9 miles per hour coming out of the north. Tonight, clouds with lows around 55. Tomorrow, lightly sprinkling and cloudy with a light breeze and a temperature near 59. Moving into Sunday, slightly warmer with a high of 67 and lightly sprinkling. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
When it comes to backyard dreams, trust the name that's been making waves for over 65 years. Cox Pools. Serving the entire Florida Panhandle, Cox Pools brings experience, innovation, and quality to every custom pool design. From luxurious spas to resort-style pools, no vision is too big. Make your backyard the place to be with Cox Pools. Cox Pools, 65 years strong and still making a splash. Visit coxpools.com or call 850-235-7957.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? We can typically replace them while you wait. Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? In many cases, we can have it back to you the next day. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, just south of Tractor Supply. The best place in town to take a leak.
College football isn't life and death. It's much more important than that. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Eagle! Hey, Martha King, James Jenner. Alabama Update's been brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. Get out to Beef Over Braised in Lynn Haven. Watch all the championship games tonight. I think Troy's on TV tonight. I think Tulane's playing also tonight. Go watch the games down there. Of course, tomorrow, championship Saturday. You can sit down and pass plays all day long. Beef Over Braised, Lynn Haven. Now, if you want to have a party at your house like Chad Mitchell, the legendary Chad Mitchell, 27 years on Bay County sidelines, call, tell Pat what you want, how many wings. It doesn't matter what it is. He's going to have it waiting for you when you're ready. The guy's incredible. Also, the city commissioner over there in the great city of Lynn Haven. Let's bring Jeff back. Jeff, seriously, one more thing about these conference championship games. I don't think they're going to go away because there's so much money being made, and everything's about money. Our SEC commissioner, if Alabama does not make the playoffs, I don't care what the score is. If they don't make the playoffs, I think he's screwed up. We were fine playing 8 conference games. We were making plenty of money. And we're getting players or teams in the playoffs, making us even more money. Now, all we did was add another loss for all these coaches across the board in the SEC. We don't have enough SEC bowl-eligible teams to go fill all the bowls we're tied up in. So Kirby more or less said the other day, if it's all about wins, we're going to have to look at our schedule. We got home and home against Ohio State, Notre Dame, and then throw in another SEC team. Our fans better get used to if you win 9-10 games having a great year and leave the coaches alone, because I don't care who you are, you can't line up and play week after week in a schedule like that and expect to win 10-12 games. That's just my opinion. Am I crazy or what?
No, you're not crazy. I mean, you're a little chicken. But,
and he is crazy.
A lot of chicken.
But no, you're not crazy. I mean, it is tough. Look, I mean, you're giving the people what they want. You're giving the people what they want. I mean, they want better football. I mean, we don't want
They want a championship. They want a championship.
They do, They do, but listen now. Here's what we're talking about. All right, now you're talking about the possibility of Alabama not making the playoff or making the playoff. If they do make the playoff, if they lose and they still make the playoff, it will be historic because no 3-loss team has ever made the playoff. So now think about that now, that a team that loses 3 games in a season can still make the playoff and play for the national championship. So, I mean, doesn't that make you feel better about loading up your schedule and playing tough competition?
If they do.
Yeah. The likelihood is so high that they will. So that opens up the door for future 3-loss teams who play a really, really tough schedule like Alabama did and produced very well with that tough schedule to get in. So I think your argument is valid, but I think it's wrong. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I did think it was key that them jumping Alabama over Notre Dame kind of gave them that wiggle room that if they do lose, they're staying in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm mystified by the fact that Notre Dame is ahead of Miami too. I mean, the head-to-head should count for something, and it opens up that whole thing about every year people have this Notre Dame conspiracy that they're going to find a way to get them in regardless of what happened. That's what it smells like. That's what it looks like.
Well, they can send a clear message to them to join a conference because if Notre Dame was in a conference, there's a good chance, especially if it's the ACC, that they'd be playing for the ACC title right now, and then there would be no question. So I think they're going to send a message to them this year. Look, you're sitting at home. If you want an extra win, join a conference and welcome to the playoffs.
Yeah, instead of making your own schedule, get your own TV package with
keeping all the money,
and keeping every penny off the playoffs. How's that fair and balanced across the board?
And to be fair, I think they're one of the top 5 teams in the country, but that's not what we're judging them on. You have to judge it on the resume, and if you look at head-to-head, which is the tiebreaker in every single sport on the country, Miami did beat them head-to-head.
Well, they could be playing for the ACC title this year, but listen, no one wants anything to do with the Virginia wonderful Wahoos who are having an incredible year.
Duke,
and
watch out for Duke.
The playoff.
Yeah.
And whoever draws Virginia needs to look out because that is a really good little football team in Charlottesville.
All right, let's jump into Auburn. I tell you what, I like their coach. I've watched him in South Florida. Alabama went down to South Florida to Tampa to play them with Saban's, I think Saban's last year, and they were very fortunate to win that ball game. Then when they went to Bryant-Denny, they gave us fits there for a while. I like his offense. He was offensive coordinator at Tennessee when they beat Saban up in Knoxville. I like him. The offense is aggressive. I think they got good players, especially if they can keep the quarterback, that freshman quarterback there. But what's your take on the hire? They didn't get Summerall, but they got Golish. What did you think about that?
Well, this is a good coach. This is a guy who took over a South Florida program after they went 4-29 in a 3-year period. And all he did was take them to 7-6, 7-6, 9-3, and turn them into a very competitive football team. Who earlier in the year, we thought they had a shot, at making the playoff as the highest ranked Group of 5 team. So he runs good offense. He runs good defense. He retained DJ Durkin, which I think was very important. And your point about how tough they played Alabama, after 3 quarters in Tuscaloosa, they were only down 14-13. And then Alabama pulled away in the 4th. So this is a guy who can coach. Guys play hard for him. And I think I was there, Monday for the announcement. There was a lot of excitement, from the fan base about this hire. I think finally, after 2 swings and misses, I think they've got a good coach there now.
I do too, and I think they're set up to be successful in his first year.
Especially with Durkin staying. I mean, to me, that defense is solidified. He's going to keep mostly the roster there, so I think that was a perfect situation for Auburn.
Now, they only finished 35th in the nation recruiting 24/7, but we all know that really doesn't matter anymore. You think? How hard do you think they're going to go in and try to get transfers?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think they'll work the portal certainly. I mean, that's what they're going to have to do to kind of get through this, little transition period here, and I think he's shown that, he can do that. I mean, he's everything that I've heard is that this guy's a demanding coach. But he's a lot of fun to play for. I mean, their offense were second in the nation in total offense, 501 yards. They've got perfect balance with rushing and passing. They average 43 points per game, I think, which was fourth in the country. So, I mean, this is a guy who puts an exciting product on the field.
Yeah, I think Auburn, like we always say, it doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. They thought they wanted Summerall, didn't work out. He wanted to, that's an old Alabama boy. He wanted to go to Florida over Auburn. But I wonder one day he might want to be the head coach at Alabama. You're not going to ever get that if you ever coached at Auburn. So I don't know. That's interesting. But
that job, Coach, as good as well as I do, that job's being held open for Lane Kiffin whenever it comes open again.
2 years.
Hey,
yeah, give it about 2 years.
LSU's going to be.
I'm glad you finally. I'm glad you finally got the nerve up to go ask DeBoer, are you going to go to Penn State? You're here down in Panama City Beach. You're going to Penn State, and I heard he said he's staying at Alabama. Is that true?
He did. Charlie Potter asked him that question, one of the beat writers for Alabama. And sometimes coaches are begging for reporters to ask a question. And sometimes, we get a little nervous about asking them. But he thanked Charlie for asking that question yesterday. And then he clarified it and made it as clear as day that there's been no link, there's been no talk between the two camps, and that he and his family are very happy in Tuscaloosa.
All right. I hope we can keep him happy in the future. I thought they did a great job. All right. Do you have to leave, or do you want to do some picks with us? We're going to the championship, couple of these games.
I'm totally good.
All right, we're going to hold you over. Let's talk about some of our great people. Appreciate all of our wonderful sponsors. And we hope you guys have a great weekend. Do what we're going to do. We're going to be down there at 11 o'clock, and we're debating going back for the big one, the biggest game, Championship Saturday. The number 1 and number 2 teams are playing. Kickoff 7 times Central Time. That Cajun plays. Again, we're going to be there at 11, and we probably will go back for that one. Why? Because there's TVs everywhere. The atmosphere is incredible, and you can't beat this. 50 cents a wing. 50 cents a wing. $5 pitchers. That Cajun place, they open doors at 10, and then 11 o'clock kickoff, all the specials kick in. Wear your school colors. Go and have a great time. Georgia, Alabama kickoff at 3 o'clock on ABC. Listen to it right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. In the big one, number 1 versus 2, Ohio State versus Indiana. That Cajun place on Sundays, they have a brunch. They have the North Shore Jazz Band playing from 10 to 12. 27-plus TVs watching all the NFL games. Wear your St. jersey. If they score a touchdown, go ask for your free Jell-O shot, and they'll be glad to give it to you. That Cajun place on Thomas Drive. Also, the legendary J. Michaels, the day special Chris fish. It's incredible, healthy grilled fish. Put your tongue back in your mouth. Grilled fish over bed of rice.
My mouth waters when you do these.
It's good now. It's good for you. It's really, that special sauce he has, he won't tell me what's in it, but it's really good. And they also, of course, their steaks, the burgers, the pork chops, but the best seafood you'll get anywhere, the legendary J. Michaels. We gotta get Jeff down. Jeff, you come down here. We're going to take you to a lot of different great restaurants to take care of you. J. Michaels Restaurant. Go check it out. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. You want to look better, feel better? Jason Kovaleski. 2 wonderful locations. We'll be right back. Jeff Spiegel. Championship Saturday coming up. We'll be right back.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is your college football headquarters for the biggest and best games of the week.
It's a touchdown!
Huge rivalries and your favorite teams in the SEC, ACC, and beyond.
It's a miracle!
The Gators, Hurricanes, LSU, Georgia, Auburn, and Notre Dame play here.
Unbelievable!
The Gulf Coast headquarters for college football is 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Your goals matter, and at Anytime Fitness Panama City, they're ready to help you crush them. With expert coaching, personal training, and virtual workouts through the Anytime Fitness app, you'll have all the support you need inside the club and beyond. Limited time only. Join today for just $1 down and start your fitness journey now. Don't wait. Visit 107 West 23rd Street, Suite W8, or call 850-818-8184. Anytime Fitness. Let's make healthy happen.
Full residential and commercial projects from start to finish, Wheelhouse is ready to help. From the moment you have the thought to build to the moment you step through the front door of your finished project, Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering will walk you through all of your aspirations. Engineering, site plans, live architectural design, construction, 3D rendering, permits, and more. Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering, 850-896-6597. That's 850-896-6597. And online at wheelhousedba.com.
The number one SEC call-in show is now twice as big. It's double the Paul Feinbaum Show. Weeknights starting at 6.
Okay, but also go faster.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
There you go. Play some Christmas music. That sounds good. I didn't hear Elvis yet, but that's okay. We're back live, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, throughout the Panhandle, Florida. Be careful. A lot of rain today, tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of rain. We need it, though. So just drive careful, go slow, take your time. Christmas shopping, out having a good time, going to a movie, going to a state championship game, whatever. Have a good time. All right, Jeff, we do our picks all year long, and I've got two studs in here that just knocked out of the ballpark. Our winner this year for the college picks regular season is the one and only Jason Kovaleski at 83%. Jim Brandt was second with 80%. Tommy Santamon was 81, but he didn't pick all the time, so we got to eliminate him. And I hate to admit it, but I was down to low 77. That's the worst I've ever done. Jeff, you were knocked out of the ballpark. Everything you said has come true, but you don't get the prize because we had to disqualify. You are a professional. We're not. Sorry.
What happened to my J. Michaels invitation?
Oh yeah, you got that. You come on down here. We're going to take care of you. I guarantee you that.
He gave you mine. He won't take me anymore.
I'll never take Jason Kovaleski.
Bring your wallet because he's going to want you to buy. I'll tell you that right now.
All right, let's break these down and let's see what you guys think. We don't have many. I don't have all of them, but I have a few. Miss Julie did these for me. North Texas versus Tulane. It's a home game at Tulane. He's leaving to be the next football coach at Florida. North Texas head coach is leaving to be the head football coach at
Memphis, I believe.
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
I'm going to go. I'll go first. I'm going Tulane. I like the home team in this one. Jeff, what say you?
Well, this North Texas team came to UAB, and their offense is unbelievable. I mean, they are just awesome. So I like North Texas going on the road winning that one.
Wow. I might go back and change mine. North
Good
Texas.
pencil.
We played them one time in Southern Mississippi, and they beat us. They actually beat us.
Mean Green, baby.
Who you like, Jim?
I'm going to go North Texas also.
Dang. Y'all know something I don't.
I've seen Tulane play.
Who you got?
I struggled with this. The only really downfall of North Texas was that loss to South Florida. I think they lost 63-38 or something like that.
Who is this now?
North Texas.
Okay.
But they've got it rolling. I do think that their offense is a little bit better. It gives me pause because Tulane's at home, but I'm going to go North Texas. Close.
North Texas. You know what? Y'all talked me into that. I'm changing mine. North Texas. My word is not oak.
What a weak mind you have.
In other words, he writes in pencil.
Come on, man.
Here we go. BYU at Texas Tech. Jeff, break it down. Who you like? We need Texas Tech to win.
Well, Texas Tech beat them pretty good the first time, and I know it's tough to beat a team twice, but in this case, I'm going to go with the Red Raiders. What do they say? Guns up?
Guns up, baby. Guns up.
I think just Texas' overall defensive line. They actually have a defensive line to compete with some of these upper echelon SEC and Big Ten teams. The one game they lost, they didn't have their quarterback. I think Texas Tech is just way more talented. I think Texas Tech beats them down again.
Jim?
No, I go Texas Tech also. I watched a little bit of the first one just to see what what they're about. And I've said this so many times. They play hard. They're well coached. All those things that are good, that matter, but it's still Jimmy's and Joe's. And Texas Tech's got the better Jimmy's.
And that game could have been a lot worse. I think it could have put a couple of field goals on drives early in that game that could have made it really ugly.
Texas Tech gets it done.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
Duke versus Virginia. Duke versus Virginia. That game's played in Charlotte. Nobody will be there. But who do you like, Jeff?
What? Nobody's going to be there.
It'll be half
There's
full.
going to be a bunch of Wahoo Wah fans there. They're going to fill that stadium. and Virginia, they beat Duke, ago, 34-17. The mighty Cavaliers are going to do it again. And Virginia big in this one.
Virginia. Jason Kovaleski, not so fast, my friend.
No, I mean, I like to see Duke win just for pure chaos and maybe leave the ACC. I hate to say that. But I think Virginia and Coach Elliott has done a really good job this year. I think they're much better than Duke. Duke's defense is terrible, so I got Virginia pretty
Jim,
easily.
do we get chaos or not?
Duke's going to win that one. I'm sorry, Virginia, not Duke. Virginia.
All right.
What am I saying?
All right, the two big ones. Let's go Alabama versus Georgia. You can't win you can't. There's no way Bama beats them. No way. They couldn't do it with Saban was there when they had a repeat. Kirby's going to have them ready. Both teams are beat up. But does Kirby rest his starters somewhat and worries about a national championship over SEC championship? Jeff, what's going to happen in Atlanta?
Okay, this is the way this works, okay? Remember Connor Talty chewed out his long snapper. Then he got booed the next game. And then he kind of redeems himself. He kicks a couple of field goals in the Iron Bowl. He really redeems himself in this one because it's going to come down to a last-second field goal. Connor Talty is the hero, and Alabama wins 24-21.
I'm going to give you time to go back and think about what you just said. We're talking about Kirby Smart, Georgia Bulldogs, most physical team in the SEC. Do you see what they did to Texas? They do that to everybody.
And they're 1-7 against Alabama.
So you sure you want to go with this pick?
But he can't beat Alabama.
Okay, you got Alabama. Jim, help me out. Tell him what's going to happen.
I've talked or thought about this one a lot because in the past I've picked Georgia when I thought they were those national championship years that they're going to beat Alabama this time, and they could go in there and walk the dog on them. I thought that would happen this year, and it didn't. But at some point, Kirby Smart is going to beat Alabama. So I'm going to go with, he's 1-7. But it's going to be close, like you say, Jeff. It's going to be close, but I'm going to pick Georgia this time.
Jason, what happens?
This was tough because there's so many injuries on both sides. Bobo, everybody thought was just a throw-in, Nepo recruit. Now he's maybe one of the best or most important offensive linemen, and I don't think he's going to be playing for Georgia. But you got two defensive linemen out for Alabama. Maybe the running back's banged up. This one's tough just because I don't know who's going to be playing. I'm going to lean Georgia just because I trust where they're at this season. I think they've played really well. I think they're getting more pressure on the quarterback. And Simpson, as good as he was early in the year, I think he struggled a little bit later in the year. So I'm going Georgia really close, but I have no confidence on either side in this game. It could go any way, and I have no idea what's going to happen, just for FYI.
Jeff, what's Alabama do at running back? Are they going to play the freshman? What are you hearing about the running back position?
Well, Daniel Hill, I think, had some really good carries in that football game. We even saw A.K. Deere, the freshman, at one point. She'll probably see him in there for a few snaps. But let me say this about Ty Simpson. I mean, everybody's been kind of down on him because, he wasn't as good as he was during that stretch where they beat all those ranked teams. But I told Alabama fans who were kind of upset, about the way they played and about the way Ty played, is that I would be just as happy with a win like they had in the Iron Bowl than if they went in there and clocked them 34-7. because they had to struggle to get it done. And this guy made the plays down the stretch in that 15-play, 75-yard drive, to win the game. So I've got as much belief in Ty Simpson as I've had all year long.
Do the players kind of sense that nobody believes in them, that I think most of the country think Georgia's going to have an easy game against Bama? Do the players sense that? You think they're pumped up, ready to go?
Oh, yeah, they absolutely do. Kalen DeBoer mentioned this yesterday that, there are still a lot of doubters, out there, and that's what these guys kind of live off that. They got a big chip on their shoulder, and, that there are some people who think, that Kirby's going to finally get it done, against Alabama, and they live off that stuff, man.
Yeah.
They love proving people wrong.
Yeah, Bama's just not physical like at Georgia.
Is Ryan Williams hurt, or did he get benched?
It's crazy because he wasn't on the availability, chart. There's been some talk about, he pulled a hammy earlier in the year and he hadn't been 100%. I don't know what to believe or what not to believe, but it was mystifying that he didn't even get a ball thrown to him. He was more of a decoy in the Iron Bowl than he was, But, I mean, Kalen DeBoer earlier in the week said, we got to work on, we got to make it intentional to get the ball to him. So, they're playing it off as, he's fine. He just didn't get any targets, which is really hard for me to believe.
Yeah. Is he available for this week? Was he on the
injured? He is.
Okay.
He is available. He is available. And you know how this goes. I mean, there's been all this talk, and he's probably going to wind up catching like 8 balls for 120 yards or something like that in this game. So, but we'll see. He may be the X factor. Who had thought that Ryan Williams would be the X factor in this game? But he may wind up being that.
I looked at all the statistics, Georgia offense, everything you can break down, and there's 2 things that stick out. Georgia's run attack is so much better than Alabama's, and their run-stop defense is so much better than Alabama. They're just more physical. They're men over there, okay? That's where football's played in Atlanta, Georgia, Athens, Georgia. They're physical. Alabama's not. All right, Jeff, can you hold on for a minute? We want to talk about the Ohio State-Indiana game. Let's take a break.
Sure.
Jace, let's go with you. Maxfield Sports Nutrition, where are you located? And can you try anything before you buy it?
Yeah, we sample out proteins, pre-workouts, amino acids, vitamins. We want people to try stuff before they buy them. That way they get the right product for them. We got our free sample bar. We got InBody 570 to track your results. We heard Steve Moss talk about what they do with some of the Florida athletes. We do similar stuff as far as the InBody, being able to cater diets based on those results. So we got 2 great locations. We're in the Del Coronado Village on 23rd Street and Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods.
You got gift cards for Christmas?
Yep, and we got gift cards. Right. And don't forget A-Wheels Tournament, Sunday, December 7th, this Sunday, Lynn Haven Recreational Center. They got youth, elementary 6 to 10, middle school 11 to 13 ages, high school 14 to 17, and an adult league. You can sign up the day of the event. It's at the Lynn Haven Recreational Center Sunday, 9 to 10 p.m. It's going to be an all-day event. Come out there and check them out as well.
All right, if you get injured in any way, one name you got to remember, that's Dr. Mitchell. Dr. Chad Mitchell, listening every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Next year will be his 27th year in Bay County Sidelines. One of the first doctors trained in robotic surgery. The guy is a legend. Great man, Dr. Chad Mitchell. So was Dr. Ward. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. It can be deadly. All it takes is 5 minutes. Heck, everybody goes to him that we know. Call, make an appointment throughout the Panhandle. If you're listening right now anywhere in this Panhandle, Florida, Dr. Ward has an office near you. Listen to me every Wednesday, 7:30 right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back, break down the Ohio State-Indiana game, 1 versus 2 in the Big Ten championship game. Be right back.
You're home for the NFL. ESPN Northwest Florida.
The 8-4 Indianapolis Colts visit the 8-4 Jaguars this Sunday in Jacksonville with the AFC South lead on the line. Touchdown! Both teams are tied atop the division, making this Week 14 matchup one of the most crucial games of the week. Coverage starts at 11, kickoff at noon, right here on your home for the Jacksonville Jaguars. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Friday. For this afternoon and evening, very light showers and possible thunderstorms and a high of 69 with a gentle breeze around 9 miles per hour coming out of the north. Tonight, clouds with lows around 55. Tomorrow, lightly sprinkling and cloudy with a light breeze and a temperature near 59. Moving into Sunday, slightly warmer with a high of 67 and lightly sprinkling. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
Ask for special ESPN Northwest Florida pricing.
You don't know what his problem is. But it's probably hard to pronounce and untreatable.
That don't feel so good.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michael Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
There you go. Do it, Elvis. Finally. Good Christmas.
I spoiled you, right?
That's awesome, man. Do it, Elvis. I just got to listen to that voice. I miss him just every day. I miss him every day.
Please don't.
We had some great times together, me and Elvis, on the road. All right, we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest. We got Jeff Spiegel with us from the great city of Birmingham, Alabama. I heard his beautiful voice the other day on the SEC. That was on Feinbaum's show. I heard Jeff's voice. He was asking Alabama's head coach a question. Jeff, let's get into the big one. Ohio State, Indiana. Both of them could not even play this game. They better get the bye. Ohio State to the Rose Bowl, Indiana to the Orange Bowl. But they're going to play the game to see the Big Ten championship. Who do you like and why?
Let me go off topic for 1 minute.
Okay, go ahead.
Who are your top three Heisman Trophy guys right now?
Vandy's quarterback, Sayan, and the guy from Indiana. I watched that guy from Indiana. I watched that Penn State game. That was crazy. That was the receiver made a hell of a catch, too, but that was a great game.
How many people already have their votes in, do you think?
Not all of them.
I say that to say this. Julian Sayan's going to have his Heisman moment.
Oh, yeah.
In a big win over Indiana. So I like the Buckeyes to beat the Hoosiers.
And where did he learn football? The great University of Alabama, where legends are made.
He was there for 2 weeks.
Where legends are made.
He was there for like 2 weeks.
That was the greatest 2 weeks of his life. Ask him. I'm telling you.
2 weeks.
Saban said he had him running the scout team for some reason. I know he's just trying to throw the kid a bone and tell him.
No, he's Saban's in the media now. So
right.
The rule is never let facts get in the way of the good story.
Yeah. I'm with you. Everybody's going to be watching. Vandy's quarterback didn't have a shot at this thing. If he played Ohio State, Alabama, or Texas, he'd win it.
I actually think he has a shot because I think the Southern vote's going to go to Pavia, and you're going to split the Midwestern votes between not only Jeremiah Smith a little bit, but you're going to get Sam and Mendoza to split it.
Let me throw some more on it. You had 18.5 million people watch Ohio State Michigan play. They're going to have another 18 million watching play in the game against Indiana. He's sitting at home not playing. I don't think he's got a shot. I think the winner, the quarterback that shows out, like Jeff said, in this game. Now, if Indiana's quarterback puts together 2 drives back-to-back to win the game, I think he'll get it. If not, I think Sayan's going to get it. And Jeff, after watching Ohio State's offensive line pass protect, they're the best in the country protecting the quarterback in pass. I don't know how they do run blocking, but offensive line blocking, they're incredible.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good pocket, doesn't he? Pretty clean.
Yeah, he doesn't get touched. But I'm with you. I think Sayan's going to win it. All right, Jim, I know who you like, but break it down a little bit.
Well, they're both very deserving of where they are. They've done it, especially Indiana. I mean, you have to be a Big Ten person. Indiana was awful forever. I mean, winning 3-4 games is a big deal for them. And to get where they are now, wow, I mean, nobody could see that one coming. And I said this the other day, I'm going to say it again now, because I was fortunate enough as a player and a coach to be in situations where stakes are pretty high and you got some, it's belief. Some people just think they can do it, hope they can do it. The other team knows they can do it. And I think that's the difference between Ohio State and Indiana. Indiana can say what they want. They can beat their chest all they want. Yeah, we're better this year. We're stronger. We're this, we're that. You know, we were kind of intimidated when we played Ohio State and Notre Dame last year. I guarantee you this year it's going to happen again. I guarantee it. Ohio State has got some phenomenal players on defense, especially defense. How are you going to score on them? You might get 14. You will. I mean, Indiana's got the skill to do it. But I don't see Indiana scoring more than about 17, 20 points, tops. So I'm going to go with Ohio State.
I think one of the best offseason acquisitions, whether it's players, coaches, was Matt Patricia. A lot of people laughed at Ohio State saying, "Oh, this guy failed at Detroit. What are they doing? He's, is he offensive coordinator? If he's a defensive coordinator?" But you lose Knowles, everybody thought that was going to propel, Penn State. Ohio State was going to struggle. Yeah. They're actually better this year than they were last year. And I think Arvell Reese, Caleb Downs, we can talk about the offense, Jeremiah Smith, Cardinal Tate, Julian Sane, but when you look at this defense, if you can't score more than 17 points, I don't see how you stop that offense from scoring 24, 27. The run game's picked up over the last 4 games. I know Bo Jackson wasn't really known nationally, but he's run for over 100 yards in the last 4. They've rushed for over 200 yards in the last 4.
Didn't even see the field.
Offensive line is really coming together. I think Ryan Day did a tremendous job handling this season. They limited their snaps. I think they played one less game than most of the other teams that played the same amount of games, but the snaps they have within, and they did that concerted effort to keep their guys fresh. So I think they're hitting their stride. I think Indiana's a formidable opponent. Mendoza's a tremendous, quarterback. He's 6'5". That's a big guy. He can run a little bit. They got good receivers. I just don't see them being able to match up in the trenches with Ohio State. So I got Ohio State. I do think this game's going to be closer than what people are giving, Indiana credit for, because this is a really good team, and I think they got that heart of a champion. They went to Oregon, beat them by 10 at Oregon. That's a tough place to play. So I think it's a great game, but I just think Ohio State has just too much talent across the board at every single level.
Yeah. Jeff, what do you think? That's good. I don't care who you are and who you play. To win 15 straight games, then you go back to what they did after they lost to Michigan. They won, 4 then? Or was it 5?
I think 4 in a row.
4 in a row. And you got to win 15 this year. Then win 9. Do you think Ohio State goes completely undefeated and wins it all?
Oh, that's a tall order. But I think if any team's built to do it, I think they are. And I think it's a shame that we're talking about Heisman Trophy and all that stuff. And I wish Caleb Downs could get some Heisman Trophy love.
Yep.
Because I don't know a better. I don't know if there's a better defensive player out there.
I don't think so
this year than that guy. He's unreal.
And the culture fit. I think he was the most important recruit over the last 5 years for Ohio State because he brought a different culture. Because after that Michigan game, it wasn't the coaches that brought the players in. It was Caleb Downs. And he told Ryan Day, you're going to be at this meeting. They had a players-only meeting. That kid has no bad habits. He's the hardest worker on the team. He brought Jeremiah Smith kind of under his wing. Now, he's the hard. They got to kick these guys out of the gym. They don't go to the strip clubs on the weekends. They don't do this, that, and the third that some of these other guys are getting in trouble for. He's a hard-working guy that sets the standard within that program. And to me, that changed after the Michigan game.
You remember beginning of the season, I told you about that freshman that's going to start in the secondary at Alabama?
Yeah.
Daniel was telling me all about him. The coach was going crazy about this guy. True freshman at Alabama starting in the secondary.
And he's a true coach on the field. So he plays linebacker, he plays corner, he plays defensive end. I mean, they've got some blitz packages with him that he can just play the middle of the field and cover a tight end.
He'll go in the top 10 in the draft.
Oh.
Hey, Jeff, do you want to?
Think so.
We got Ward picked Georgia, Brian picked Georgia, Glenn picked Georgia, Jason, Jim. You sure you want to go back and change your pick, Alabama, Georgia?
No, I'm not changing my pick.
You know what? You talked me into it. I'm going to go Alabama. I think Georgia's going to win, but you talked me into this. I'll go Alabama. Alabama owns Georgia. You kidding me? We own that state. What do they do over there? Pick fruit. All they do is pick oranges. Peaches. That's all they can do over there.
Yeah, well, Kirby will start beating Alabama when Lane Kiffin gets there in about 5 years.
Man, I wanted to ask you about that. How much time we got? 1 minute. Hey, did you hear all the stuff come out of Oxford about things that went on over there? This thing's gotten ugly, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really did, and you hate for it to end that way. But look, from Ole Miss's perspective, the calendar is to blame. But from Ole Miss's perspective, if you're Keith Carter, my viewpoint is you're either working for them or you're working for me. If you're working for them, go to Baton Rouge and do your thing. We'll make do while you're gone.
Do you think Golding will have a long career there, or do you think he's going to struggle as a head coach?
I really like Pete. I mean, I know there's some Alabama fans who don't like him, from his tenure, at Alabama as DC. But I really like him. I think he's got a lot of energy. Now that alone is not going to get it done, in the SEC. But we'll see how it works out. But I think a lot of people were cheering for them to win at least one game in the playoff.
All right, hey, good luck to you. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next week. Thank you, sir. Jason, Jim, goodbye. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Bye, Wildcat. Love you, man.
It's the PCB Hobby Takeover with Todd. Mondays at 5:20 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
That is a very high-end card and very rare.
Todd talks about coins, trading cards, collectibles, and the amazing stories behind them.
It was the first one that's ever come through my door.
Plus, we'll be taking your calls and questions at 855